This part of the scene on the streets of Tehran, Iranian protesters burning American flags and chanting "Death to America" in response to a strike in Syria that killed one of Tehran's top military commanders. Iran is blaming Israel, vowing to retaliate. Robert Greenway is the director of the Center for National Defense at the Heritage Foundation. Great to have you on, Robert, and good morning to you. Just a clip from the Wall Street Journal. The Iranians pay a price in Syria. Israel targets the generals orchestrating Tehran's terror war. What comes of this strike? He wasn't the head of the Quds force, but he was pretty high up there.
That's right. So Israel took a strike holding accountable the Iranian official chiefly responsible for maintaining the relationship, arms, equipment, training, planning, coordination, and funding for Hezbollah in Lebanon, and also for the armed militia groups operating within Syria supporting the Assad regime. And in doing so, they're holding Iran directly accountable. I think Iran was surprised to a certain extent. This strike was the most significant since the bombing of Islamic Jihad organization's Imad Mughniya in 2008. But as you said, a couple of rungs below Qasem Soleimani in 2020. I think they're caught by surprise, but it's likely they're going to apply additional pressure against the United States, believing that the United States is going to be willing to apply pressure to constrain Jerusalem and so thereby achieve their ends without having to directly confront Israel. And again, Israel has provided a path for us to recognize exactly what should be done to hold the Iranians accountable. It's the same individuals who planned, coordinated the attack that killed 3 Americans at the Tanf garrison.
Okay, Robert, this is what the Iranian foreign minister says on screen. An important message was sent, he said, to the American government. As a supporter of the Zionist regime, America must be held accountable. That's kind of what you were saying right there. But when you talk about January of 2020 and Soleimani, I think most observers thought there was going to be a significant response, and there wasn't. Will there be one now?
Yeah, the reality is that when confronted, Iran actually backs down. In 70% of the strikes, there's no response at all. In 30%, there's a minimal strike to restore sort of public relations credibility after being embarrassed. But the reality is that Iran, when confronted, doesn't respond. It's just why Israel has established a pattern here. The Trump administration followed it, certainly. But we've seen a lack of response and a loss of deterrence pursued by the Biden administration, a failure to hold Iran accountable.
Okay. On another matter, well, it's all related, right? Jake Sullivan's going to Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. Is there some peace deal that can be salvaged, I should say, that involves the Saudis and the Israelis at the forefront of this?
Well, the reality is I think it's unlikely. First, because the situation in the Middle East is deteriorating so rapidly. And second, because appeasement of Iran, Saudi Arabia, and Israel's principal enemy is the responsibility of the Biden administration's policies. And I think all of them are cognizant of it. And then third, the relationship between Washington and Jerusalem is at the lowest it's been since at least 2015. And with Riyadh, it's not much better. And lastly, the amount of congressional support required to get over the goal line with what is publicly being discussed would be a heavy lift, but in an election year without preparation, I think it's a very, very difficult path indeed.
Okay, my observation, Robert, is that this administration has slowly warmed up to Saudi Arabia. But it might take an entire 180 in policy to get them to come around entirely. And if Biden were to win the election in November, they would need a significant peace deal to quiet the region that pulls in the Jordanians and pulls in the Egyptians. So you got to start this relationship somewhere.
Well, it's absolutely true. The place to start it is to stop funding the world's largest state sponsor of terrorism, threatening the region, including Riyadh. And look, you can't feed cash to its principal enemy and then go to Riyadh and expect to conclude a peace deal. It's just a non sequitur. The real reversal has to take place in policy. And this is taking place in public in an election year. And I fear that a lot of this is public relations more than it is substance. But we all have to be hopeful that a peace deal can be concluded and Israel's relationship with its neighbors can be restored. And Washington plays a central responsibility in this.
Smart stuff. Robert, thanks for coming on today. Nice to have you. Robert Greenway.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.